It's a battle for pride in Southwest Virginia as the Bluefield College Rams take on the D3 side and the Emory and Henry Wasps here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello, everybody. My name is Bailey Engel. Glad to have you with us for another baseball game. Just one today. Usually we play in a doubleheader, especially in a midweek contest, but the Rams is taking on Emory and Henry, looking for the season sweep against the Wasps, coming from Abingdon, Virginia. Starting out on the mound today, the lefty freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, Jackson Keene, trying to bounce back after a tough start against the Montreat College Cavaliers. Now, that was a game that the Rams eventually won, but then the next two games against the Cavaliers, Montreat got the best of Bluefield and ended up winning the series 2-3. That set the Rams back to 21-14 and 7-13 in the AAC. Emory and Henry, one of the last place teams in the ODAC, just right around the bottom of that conference in D3 baseball, now at 11-14 and 4-10 in the AAC. They're going up against Jackson Keene, trying to bounce back today for the Bluefield College Rams. And they'll go with a lineup that starts like this: Holden Watkins, the shortstop; Dalton Horn, the second baseman, batting second; Ben Sexton, the right fielder, will bat third; and then batting cleanup, Eli Straw, the third baseman. Rams have Espinal over at third, Castro at short, Perez once again at second, Oscar Torres getting the start at first base. Keene wearing number 25, whips in, and a fastball crosses the letters for strike one. So the start time, 3:57 Eastern Standard Time. Pitch from the lefty, swung on, served out to deep center. Ackerman chasing back, and he can't make the catch as it bounces off his glove. On his way to second, Watkins rounding second, stretching three, throw there, skips away from Espinal and bounces into the hands of Jackson Keene. So Holden Watkins leading off the game with a triple, and it was a risky decision there by Jordan Ackerman to decide to dive for that ball. We've seen him make some big plays, but with the wind blowing out towards left field, it was going to be tough for the senior from Oregon to snag it. Here comes Dalton Horn. Already a runner at third in the top of the first. And Jackson Keene, you know, as a freshman, sometimes you can get into your own head. And he has struggled a little bit with his confidence so far, and that did not help. Big triple there. Lefty to righty matchup. Dalton Horn batting right now as that pitch goes right across the middle. Strike one. Horn, the senior, so far on the year hitting .291. Another pitch. 0-1, sliced down the right field line and hooking foul. Horn coming from Bristol, Virginia. And a transfer from King University, so Bristol not too far from Abingdon at all. No balls, 2 strikes after Nick Meadows out in right field had to throw that ball away. Wind really blowing now. Very windy at Bowen. The 0-2. Swung on and tapped foul right on the third base side, now to play. Emory and Henry headed by Trey McCall. Actual Emory and Henry graduate going back to 1991. And then Mike White, a graduate of UVA-Y, serving as over a decade as the head coach of Bluefield. The 0-2. Fastball outside. Jordan Jackson, the catcher today, whips it right back to his pitcher. Out and left, Josh McGee will bat third. Ackerman in center, who almost made that play. And then Nick Meadows, the freshman, out in right field. Runner at third. Still no score. Top of the first. Keene trying to get out of the jam. Kicks and slings home. Curveball slapped in the dirt by Jackson. It'll roll down the third baseline. And the count goes up to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rams going with the blue jerseys today that say Bluefield across the front in cursive with the white letters right under it. With the white pants and the blue caps. Even count at 2-2, the deal. Fastball high and outside, ball 3 to the righty. So a full count now. The wind's actually whipping in towards our plexiglass windows in our press box. Runner at third and a full count. Keene with a payoff. Check swing and just nicked it off the edge of the bat, and it zooms right back to the backstop. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Getting started off with a triple from Holden Watkins. That is his second triple of the year. Did it on just the second pitch of the game. Even the ball in his right hand with the glove in it. Keene trying to find a pitch that works. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another payoff to Horn. Fastball low and away, ball 4. So not a picturesque start for Jackson Keene so far in this one. And now runners on the corners. Now looking around his infielders. If the Rams just know it's early, they're going to try to turn 2 rather than worry about that runner coming in. Here comes Ben Sexton. Coming from Lebanon, Virginia. A home run and 20 RBIs. .413 average. Now a lefty-to-lefty matchup. Sexton with the white batting gloves. Long look from Keene. Pitch. Fastball skips in the dirt, and Keene's just trying to find his command. 1 ball, no strikes. Like we said, Rams have played Emory and Henry before this season. One ball, no strikes. Got the win in that first one. Pitch. Another low fastball. Jackson has to throw off his mask, and now he's just going to serve it right back to his pitcher. The wind really whipping in. Rams ended up getting the win in that one, 4-3. Keene from the belt, checking the runner. 2-0. Swung on, hit on the ground towards second. Perez tosses Castro out, recorded, throw to first. Not in time, so it'll be an RBI for Ben Sexton as Watkins comes in to score. So Sexton gets to first on the fielder's choice. Horn is taken off of the base paths, and there's 1 out, and it's 1-0 Emory and Henry. Other than the pestering wind, really a beautiful day for baseball at Bowen Field. Had some snow on the field this morning. Snowed about half an inch with Eli Straw coming up to bat. Pitch in the dirt. Boy, those low breaking pitches from Jackson Keene. He has just not found Jordan Jackson's glove so far. Last time Keene came in to pitch in that start against Montreat, Edgar Reyes came in and really shoved for Bluefield, ending up in a win for them. On the 1-0. Another fastball high and away. Emory and Henry with the old school looking navy blue shirts. Dark gold and yellow numbers with the letters across the front and the stripes on the sleeves. Runner at first is Sexton. 1-0 Emory and Henry. Keene takes a look. Pitches. In the dirt again. 2 balls, no strikes. Another reminder, this is just a 9-inning game. 1 game today, and then the Rams have 2 games tomorrow against Hiwassee. Actually an NCCAA team, so not NAIA standards for that. Keene down in a 3-0 count. Pitch. Right down Broadway, strike 1. Inning started off with a triple from Watkins into left center field. Then Horn walked. Right after that, Ben Sexton drove in the run on a fielder's choice. Got it 3-1, still favoring Eli Straw. No batting gloves. Another pitch. In the dirt, ball 4, and everybody moves up. Sexton to second and Straw to first. Keene, the freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. Already you see Thomas Huddleston coming out in the middle of the field to just talk this one over with his young pitcher. So the only win of the weekend went to Edgar Reyes. Rams surprisingly dropped that doubleheader against Montreat after starting out with a great game on Friday. You know, they had 17 hits. And after that, the Cavaliers just got into shape and handed Bluefield that rare home series loss. Here comes Corbin Hawkinsmith. Hawkinsmith, just a sophomore catcher. He's got a home run and 6 RBIs. Runners at second and first. Keene deals. Swung on, little grounder over to short. Castro's only play is to first, and he'll get it. Sexton moves up, so does Straw over to second. Hawkinsmith taking off with a 6-3 ground out. Here comes Carson Bryant, though. Bryant, the senior, with a home run and 5 RBIs on his name. So Senior coming from Hickory, North Carolina, went to Catawba Valley Community College. Catawba actually a D3 school down in North Carolina as well. Lefty to righty, first pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes, already 1-0 Emory and Henry. No clouds in sight. Still, we don't have any leaves on that mountainous backdrop right behind the wall at Bowen Field, but they're coming. 1-0 from Keene. Fastball that hits the outside corner. Ball and a strike. You talk about it with Mike White or any of the players. That game against Emory and Henry last time where the Rams only won 4-3, that certainly wasn't their best game of the year. 1-1. Pop straight back foul. Goes right off of the backstop out of play. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, the sun really beaming down, just about 55 degrees though, trying to warm back up. On Saturday, everybody was out in shorts, and then just like that, snow poured for most of yesterday. 2 runners at scoring position. Now the 1-2 from Keene. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and finally the top of the first is over. Run scores on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 1-0 Wasps. Headed to the bottom of the first inning. We're going to see Jacob Collins, the senior, pitch for Emory and Henry when we come back. Welcome back to Bluefield, everybody. Jacob Collins, the right-handed pitcher, a senior playing in his final season as an Emory Wasp, going up against Bailey Castro, the shortstop for Bluefield. Jose Perez and Josh McGee all two with at bats in the bottom of the first. 1-0. First pitch to Castro is a fastball outside. On the year for Jacob Collins, just a .995 ERA. Making his first start, usually a bullpen guy. That fastball zooms outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Just 6 1/3 innings pitched on the year for the Whitfield, Virginia native, so you have to wonder if Emory and Henry will just go with their staff today in the middle of the week. Rocks and offers. Fastball across the Bluefield letters. Castro, one of the better hitters on the year for Bluefield, an offensively stacked lineup. 2-1. Fails to hit the corner that time and goes down low. So Castro hitting .382 on the season, a homer and 16 RBIs for the shortstop from California. Batters count to him with the wind blowing, 3-1 deal. Fastball misses outside, and the Rams have the potential tying run at first base for Jose Perez. So it's ball 4. Castro gets a big welcome from Garrett Schilling, the first base coach and the assistant coach for Bluefield in his first season. actually in his first season as a full-time position. Last year he was just a player coach. Here comes Jose Perez, one of the better hitters in the entire country. First pitch, swung on and dribbled foul, first base side. And the field straw at third, Watkins at short, Horn over at second. Huff gets the start at first base with Hawkinsmith completing the battery with Collins. In left field, Smith, center Masek and Sexton in right. Got an 0-1 for Jose Perez. Nods, pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow left, finding it in the air, Smith. Drifting on him a little bit, but he'll make the catch. Well, Perez almost had the #1 average in the NAIA, now has dropped under 500, still hitting 489. It'll drop a little bit after that too. Here's Josh McGee. Hitting .283, 12 homers on the year for the Louisiana native with 48 home runs. Steps up to the plate on the right side with his yellow bat. Rams could certainly use a long ball from him. 1-0 the score in favor of the Wasps with Castro at first. Pickoff. Tag laid down by Huff, but Castro able to dive back in safely. Wind is carrying out of left field, so that could certainly help Josh McGee, who has a ton of pull power. Ball in the glove. Runner almost going. Pitch inside. Hawkinsmith will try to pump fake Castro back to the bag, and he'll just give it right back to Collins. 1 ball, no strikes. Marcus Espinal on deck. McGee trying to knock in Bailey Castro. Another pickoff. That kind of happens when you have Bailey Castro or Jose Perez on base. A lot of speed there, and the pitchers really get just kind of occupied with the idea of getting Castro off the base paths. Count it 1-0. Another pickoff move, and Castro gets back. Boy, you can tell with the pitcher moving that ball over to first base so many times. This game might move along at a glacial pace. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. Swung on and tipped away right behind Hawkinsmith. Count evens at 1-1 for Josh McGee. Certainly for Bluefield, trying to bounce back after 2 straight losses to Montreat, especially at home. 1-1 in the dirt. Gets away from Hawkinsmith. Castro moves to second on the wild pitch. Wasn't a great one from Collins, but boy, Hawkinsmith thought he had it trapped, and then it just squeaked out on the first base side, beckoning Castro to move forward. Got a 2-1, 1-0 the score. Emory and Henry scoring on a fielder's choice, hit into by Ben Sexton in the top of the first inning. Righty to righty, the pitch. Curveball outside and low. 3 balls and 1 strike to McGee. Boy, between both of these pitchers so far, they have just not hit their marks early on. Rams trying to capitalize on it, though, with the wind flowing through McGee's jersey at home. Now the 3-1. Swung on and tipped away. Strike 2. He just missed that one by a second. You could tell right off the end of the bat and rocketed back into Hawkinsmith. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Rams dug out in the shade, and can't really say the exact same thing about Emory and Henry with the sun on the first base side. Castro in scoring position. Now the payoff. Swung on, lifted high in the air down the right field line. Sexton giving chase, lost his hat. Makes the catch right in foul territory. Castro will go back to second. Well, McGee just not swinging. Threw it all the way there. Almost kind of just left a little bit on it, trying to foul that one off, but unfortunately for him, stayed in fair territory up until the last second where the wind blew it away. Here's Marcus Espinal. Batting right-handed, he has Castro at second to potentially tie the game. 1-0 Emory and Henry. The pitch swung on and batted down the third baseline foul. Kind of shocking that Bluefield lost those 2 games on Saturday as well, because they had so much confidence going into that last doubleheader. And with the weather being perfect, the Rams just couldn't solidify the series win. Collins looking around, kicks and pitches. Fouled straight back, strike 2. Espinal on the year, just hitting right over 300 at 302. He's got a trio of homers and 30 RBIs. So for Josh McGee popping that one up last time, it is flat out amazing how many RBIs he has compared to his teammates. 48 on the year for the number 3 hitter. Collins steps off, and Castro will just walk back to the bag. No balls, 2 strikes. Espinal up in the batter's box. Collins looking around. He fires. In the dirt, good backhanded move by Hawkinsmith and a couple of pump fakes to get Castro back to the bag. Castro on with a walk, then moved to second on the wild pitch from Collins. Busy week for the Rams, trying to start it out with a win. Bottom of the first, 1-2. And the dirt through Hawkinsmith. Castro will just jog over to third. So another wild pitch, and Castro moves onto the corner now with 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Espinal. Already 2 outs, and we're at the bottom of the first. Espinal awaits Collins, the Wytheville, Virginia native, coming set. Castro beckons off at third. 2-2. Swung on, hit right up the middle, off of the bounce. Collins with a great snag, and he underhands it right over to the first baseman. Espinal nearly had that RBI single to bring in the tying run, but Bluefield leaves a man at third after no hits and no errors. It's 1-0 Emory and Henry headed to the second inning on the Rams Digital Sports Network. One to nothing, Emory and Henry headed to the second inning. Rams left a runner at third in the bottom of the first, and now Jackson Keene faces off against Daniel Huff. Well, the fastball slices in the dirt once again. 1 ball, no strikes. Huff, the first baseman. Could be a slow-moving game. Both of these pitchers not really hitting their marks. Long kick, 1-0. Fastball right across the plate, strike 1. Count evens at 1-1. It'll be Zach Smith right after this, and then Josh Masek. Keene working fast. Swung on and lifted up in the air, first base side, and the ball will just loop foul right out of play. Torres giving chase. Couldn't come up with it. Be right back here tomorrow for a doubleheader against Hiwassee College. And for those of you trying to watch softball, unfortunately we could not be out there today. They're underway with the doubleheader against Dallas Lloyd. Starts the motion, 1-2. Fastball just missing. Huff laid off. It was a bit low. Now for Huff, the senior, no homers in RBIs on the season. That pitch is swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the game for Jackson Keene. Make it 2 in a row for the freshman. Here's Zach Smith with 1 out. Still 1-0 Wasps. There's 1 out. The 1 hit of the game came on the second pitch of the contest from Holden Watkins. Going back to that play, Jordan Ackerman certainly almost had a chance at it. As the first pitch comes into the lefty, drops low, ball 1. Ackerman jumped out on the warning track, and that's pretty dangerous considering he's right near the wall, and it went right off the edge of his glove. Starts the motion, the 1-0. Fastball high and in. Smith, the senior as well, a homer and 9 RBIs. Not a ton of games being played between Emory and Henry and Bluefield College so far. 2-0. Swung on and sliced away, meaning that Emory and Henry hasn't played that many games this season, just at 11 and 14. Smith, the senior from Powder Springs, Georgia. Going up against the North Carolina native. Keene peers out of his glove, 2-1. Fastball notching in on the outside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keene doesn't have a lot of pitches in his arsenal, just fastball, changeup, and it has worked earlier on this year. 2-2. Swung on, hit on the ground towards the middle. No, backhanded snag by Perez as it rolls off the second baseman's glove. That'll be a single anyway because it was going to be tough for Perez to turn around and throw it over to Oscar Torres at first. So just the second hit of the day, and that'll bring up Josh Masek. Center fielder comes into this game with no homers and 11 RBIs, going with a good average at a decent one at 225. Pitch, fastball high, but called a strike. Rams trying to turn 2, get out of this top of the second inning. It's already 1-0 Emory and Henry. Let's see if they roll the dice with Smith over at first base. There's a long sign from Trey McCall. Wind blowing behind him, and now the 0-1. Swung on, chopper into right field. There's a base hit. Fielded by Meadows. Smith on his way to third, and there'll be no throw there. Single puts runners on the corners for Emory and Henry. Keene just starting to lose his stuff later on in the season, something you can maybe expect from a freshman. Has to get his confidence up, but now right back to the top of the lineup with Holden Watkins, who's 1 for 1 with a triple and a run scored. So runners on the corners, couple of singles in a row with 1 out. Rams could use that double play. First offer to the righty. Swung on, it belted into right field, straight at Meadows. He dives to make the catch, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly that brings in Zach Smith. Still could have been worse, though. A solid catch right there for the freshman. So 2-0 Wasps. Now with 2 outs recorded, here comes Dalton Horn. He was walked. Watkins hitting some ropes today. That time, that one just zoomed on a line straight out to Nick Meadows, and it went and dropped pretty fast. Meadows had to come up on it a little bit faster than he thought he had to. Looking at the runner at first, the pitch. Rounded over to short. Castro tosses Perez, and now he's trying to turn a double play for no reason because that was already out number 3 at second base. So after 4 outs are recorded, it's 2-0 Emory and Henry after the sacrifice fly from Holden Watkins. Battle for bragging rights in Southwest Virginia continues right here into the bottom of the second. It's already 2-0 Emory and Henry, and the 5-6-7 are due up to face Jacob Collins, making his first start on the year for the Wasps. Jordan Jackson, the senior from New Jersey, digs in right side, pretty up in the plate and close to it as well. First pitch. Jackson watches it skip outside, ball one. Already both of these pitchers have missed their marks a tad bit. Some sliders flying in the dirt, some off-speed pitches. Collins was backed up by a couple of good plays in the outfield. Starts the motion, 1-0. Swung on, fouled straight back. Count is 1-1. So for Jordan Jackson on the year, he has crept up to a .305 average after being kind of quiet to start out the 2018 season. 6 homers and 26 RBIs now for the catcher. 1-1. Another foul tip, just dropping low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. It'll be Jackson, Torres, and Ackerman. Jackson second on the team in triples, most of them coming here. 1-2. Curves outside, bounces in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And noticeably of what we have seen out of Jordan Jackson in the past few weeks, the catcher is swinging hard. 2-2. Swung on, belted into right. Sexton has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So he can't get the inside out hit there, and with 1 out, that'll bring up Oscar Torres. Torres now playing in his 35th game for the Rams, hitting .328 on the season with 2 homers and 34 RBIs. That's tied for second on the team. And Jordan Ackerman had the identical amount of ribbies. First pitch, swing and a miss. Torres was the DH in the lineup for most of the year, and then Austin Browning taken out because of that hand injury. 0-1. Swung on, hit down the third baseline, foul. Quickly down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on for the Rams, down 2-0. 0-2. Fastball outside, Torres stays in the box. It's both runs scoring for Emory and Henry thanks to their leadoff man, Holden Watkins. Triple and a sacrifice fly for him. Now the 1-2. Fastball outside, ball 2, and even count. And really for the rest of the Emory and Henry lineup that we have seen so far, nobody's hit the ball harder. It's not even close. Quick 2-2. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torres looking out of those orange sunglasses and right back up to his pitcher. Rams trying to find their first hit today, bottom of the second. Kicks 2-2. Fastball just a bit outside, and Torres stumbled there. Looks like he's leaning into these pitches, a little bit unbalanced. Meanwhile, for the pitcher, a little bit of an orthodox motion. Nothing too crazy for the senior righty. Now the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Torres swinging hard, but not connecting there. Now with 2 outs, here's Jordan Ackerman. Well, what a great story Jordan Ackerman is playing in his redshirt senior season as the lefty digs in. In 2016, hit 140. Now has moved all the way up to 396. First pitch. Check swing, dribbler down the third baseline. Backhanded by Straw. Throw. Not in time as it rolls away from Huff. Ackerman on his way to second. He'll get there with a single and an error. So Jordan Ackerman didn't swing all the way through. He was going to leg that one out anyway because Straw had a good backhand there. And now shaking his head, the third baseman, not a great throw as it skips away from Huff. So after the error, that'll put Ackerman in scoring position for Nick Meadows. Meadows has moved up his batting average as well, .256, a homer and 14 RBIs, batting 8th. Joseph Cardona batting up next, the DH. Main freshman in the lineup, Ackerman at second, the senior. Collins deals. In the dirt again, Ackerman won't even move. A lot of these off-speed pitches from Jacob Collins just spinning in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. 2-0 lead for Emory and Henry. Glad that you can join us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. As Meadows chops that one into the dirt, over to the shortstop. Good throw from Watkins, and that is it for the second inning. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and Ackerman left on base. Still 2-0 Wasps headed to the third inning at Bowen Field. Now it's 2-0 Emory and Henry headed to the third inning. Thanks for tuning in here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Jackson Keene still on the mound, facing at the 3-4-5. Ben Sexton, first pitch. Sexton shows bunt and chops it foul right behind Jackson. Coming from Lebanon High School, not too far from here in Southwest Virginia. Just have to note it is called Lebanon, but it is spelled just like Lebanon, the country out in the Middle East. No balls, 1 strike. Keene looking over his glove with Espinal playing in the infield grass at third. 0-1. Swung on, hit on a line straight to Torres. Easy snag there. There's 1 out. Well, for some reason, so many things in Southwest Virginia and really just the Appalachian area aren't pronounced how they look. Met somebody the other day from Versailles, Kentucky, and it's spelled exactly like the Palace of Versailles in France. I was quickly corrected. Now the first pitch to Eli Straw. Change up right down the middle, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Keene trying to get into a groove here. Second straight inning where he's retired the leadoff man. Skips away and right behind Straw. Count evens at 1-1. Keene wearing the blue sleeves. Not exactly a warm day because of the wind at Bowen Field. It's still whipping through those blue jerseys. 1-1. Just a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Another fastball from Keene. An American flag in left field, bending just a little bit, but the flag is flowing out. That could help a right-handed batter like this. 2-1 to Straw. Check swing at a low pitch. Did he go? Yes. Strike 2. There are a few of those fans in the orange seats right behind home plate. A lot of Emory and Henry fans making the trip out to Bluefield. Just about 100 feet away from the West Virginia line. 2-2. Swung on, grounded left side. Castro easily fields, pops to first, scoop out of the glove, and dropped at the last second by Torres, but he got it. Not the best throw from the shortstop, but Oscar Torres able to glove it for out number 2, and there are nobody on for Corbin Hawkinsmith, who steps up to the plate 0 for 1. 2-0, and now that puts Castro and Perez back in the infield grass. Mike White must have a lot of confidence in Jose Perez to cover ground. Hawkinsmith looks at that pitch, hit on the outside corner, strike 1. He's playing nearly even with the bag at second. 0-1. Fastball high. One ball, one strike as some of the dirt is starting to cloud up and move off of the mound. Nobody on. Keene finding that confidence. Quick bend of the knees. 1-1. Just been outside. So busy week for the Rams. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Have games this weekend as well. Pitch. Just been outside. Ball 3. Trying to bounce back going into some more conference games this weekend. 3-1. Swung on, chopped foul, and that'll bounce over the dugout for Emory and Henry and into the concourse. Strike 2, full count. The Rams also have Reinhardt coming in this weekend, a big AAC matchup. Payoff. Fastball high, ball 4. Already the 3rd walk for Jackson Keene, and here comes Carson Bryant. He struck out, one of the 2 strikeouts for Keene. Now the head coach trying to bring in a runner for his catcher, Trey McCall, signaling in towards the dugout. Hawkinsmith awaits at first. He's going to jog back into the dugout now. His team already up 2-0. Have to see who runs for him, and it will be Dan Roy Boggs. Sophomore from Abingdon High School, playing in his hometown. Two to nothing the score in favor of Emory and Henry. Top of the 3rd. Pitch. Fastball outside. Met a catcher from Emory and Henry a long time ago. He has since graduated. Don't want to name names. Said that he had gotten a tryout for the Yankees to come to Southwest Virginia. 1-0. And Bryant takes a fastball high and outside. And I don't necessarily understand why he thought I would believe him, because he seemed like a nice enough straight shooting guy right before that. Looked up his batting average. He was hitting 128. Just don't understand why you could tell me that. I can Google when you're wrong. 2-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. Two outs. Inning started off with a lineup from Sexton. Straw then grounded out to Bailey Castro. Hawkinsmith with a walk at first and replaced by Boggs. Long look from Keene. 2-1 to Bryant. Fastball high. Jackson with a pump fake. Gives it right back to the pitcher. There's ball 3. Keene just struggling to keep the command here. A lot of low changeups and a lot of high fastballs. 3-1. Fastball high and away. Already the 4th walk of the game as Bryant takes ball 4. Bluefield with no movement in the bullpen, just trying to get Keene right back into it here. Daniel Huff steps up to the plate. He struck out swinging to start out the 2nd inning. Now we're at the top of the 3rd, still 2-0 Emory and Henry. Huff with his left foot really on top of the box as the fastball goes high and away. Well, 1 ball, no strikes. Keene taking a long look at second. The senior from Rougemont, North Carolina. Wind really gusting in right to left. The 1-0. Fastball moves high and away again, and Keene just pursing his lips right now, getting kind of frustrated. 2 balls, no strikes. He had to cancel a game a few weeks ago for wind chills. Not necessarily that cold, but boy, this could make it miserable. 2-0. Inside, but called a strike, and Keene is right back into it. You see the umpire's pants starting to ripple through. Trey McCall, the head coach for Emory and Henry, is keeping that helmet on. Two balls and a strike to Huff. 2 runners on for Emory and Henry already with the 2-0 lead. Rams trying to get this final out to go into the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Jackson throws to first. Tag, not in time. But boy, Bryant was close. He had to flop right back into the bag. There's strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heads up play by Jordan Jackson, and Oscar Torres was there with a solid tag. Now here's Huff from the belt, looking around. Long glance and the 2-2. Fouled straight back over the backstop. Well, being in Southwest Virginia the past few years, that wind almost is legendary in this part of Virginia. And in Bluefield the past month, it really has been bad. Can't imagine what it's like up in the valley at Graham Rec Park where the softball games are being played right now. 2 walks with 2 runners on base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. From the belt, Keene looking around. Pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. So 2 runners left aboard. Rams get out of that jam going into the bottom of the 3rd. Still down 2-0. Rams trying to come back. Joseph Cardona digs in left side in the bottom of the 3rd. It's 2-0 against Emory and Henry, a team coming from the Old Dominion Athletic Conference in NCAA Division III. Kick in the first pitch. Castro blows through it. Strike 1. Or rather, that's Joseph Cardona. And Cardona, a guy, the DH, trying to get over the Mendoza line, just hitting 184. So he takes a big cut and a miss again. Strike 2. He's been brought into the lineup. Mike White trying to get some sort of rapport for his DH. Just 3 RBIs on the year. No homers. 0-2. Fastball watched a bit outside. So Collins still on the mound. He's just allowed 1 single so far today, and that was a little check swing number from Jordan Ackerman. Quick 1-2. Swung on and fouled off the body of Cardona, the lefty. It'll be Cardona, Castro, and Perez. In game 1 of the series against Monterey, Cardona got on with a pretty heavy hit. 1-2. Swung on, popped up left side out of play. Third inning usually is the magic number for Bluefield. They have outscored their opponents 53-29 in the 3rd inning this year. As Cardona pops it up, shallow right, backing up Horn. The second baseman gloves it for out number 1. Wind still gusting in here in the 2 Virginias. 1 out back to the top of the lineup with Bailey Castro. He got all the way to 3rd and was left there after being walked. Rams have just been under these pitches coming from Jacob Collins. Already a few pop-ups into the shallow ends of the outfield. First pitch to the shortstop. He swings and drives it way up in the air left side. Smith backing up towards the warning track, and that ball carries all the way out there. Drops in for a base hit, and Bailey Castro is on with a double. So the wind really toying with that ball up in the atmosphere and then just dropped down on Smith, who couldn't find it. Won't be an error as Castro gets on to second base. So he didn't make a physical play at the ball, just dropped right over his glove. That's a good chance for Jose Perez to try to bat him in. Perez 0 for 1, he grounded, or he popped up last time to Smith out and left. Castro with a big lead. First pitch. Second baseman swings and drives it up into left center field. Masek converging. He'll make the catch. Castro flirts with tagging, and the throw in will skip into Straw, so Castro stays at second. So Masek covering a lot of ground. He almost caught that one right in front of Smith. Two gone. Bottom of the third, Rams still with no runs so far, 2-0 to score. Rams had a bad taste in their mouth even after that 4-3 win last week in Abingdon against Emory Henry. Wind really blowing through righty-to-righty matchup. Pitch. He watches it drop low. Last time he was up, he fouled out to right. One ball, no strikes. Starting to carry out in left field, and McGee's the guy with the power. Castro's hit probably would have been a homer for McGee. 1-0. Outside corner, he gets it down at 1-1. Can put some drive into it. That wind might carry it across the street. It's from College. Swung on, dealt on the left side. Grab on the ground by Watkins. Spins and has no throw. So an infield single for Josh McGee. Hunter's on the corner. Field with 2 outs. Marcus Espinal get that to work and send the ball out to the outfield. Rams down 2-0. We talked about it in the last game we broadcast on Friday. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. White likes to flirt with putting McGee over at second base. Already 3 hits on the day for Bluefield. Now tied with Henry. See if they can make the runs on the board now, though. First offer to Espinal. Fastball notching in outside corner, and Espinal looked back to the umpire. Make sure he got that call right. Strike one. 0-1 count. The pitch. Skips in the dirt, gets past Hawkinsmith. Here comes Castro. He won't even have to slide as McGee moves over to second base. Another wild pitch, and it finally comes back to bite Collins, and Bluefield is on the board. It's 2-1. Down at 1-1, McGee at second base. Espinal readies with the score now cut in half. Pitch. Rocketed foul. Ducking that time was Jackson. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 1-2. Fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Espinal trying to battle here. Josh McGee on with an infield single. 2-1 the score. Pitch. McGee goes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And McGee had a good jump, but it won't matter anyway as the Rams cut the lead in half, scoring that time on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Rams down by 1. It's 2-1. Wasp headed to the 4th. Left fielder scored one of the runs today, 1 for 1 with a single. It's rolled on, going to a junior college in Cleveland right before he got to play here at Bluefield College. Pitch. Fastball just missing inside, ball 1. Big for Jackson Keene, a guy that has already pitched a complete game shutout this year. Has to get that confidence back. 1-0 is swung on and driven high in the air out to left center. Ackerman racing back, and that one bounces on the warning track off the wall. Smith is in with the double. You're going to hear the Emory and Henry contingent pretty excited here. We have seen 2 balls now travel to that exact same spot, right where there's a Bluefield State College sign. Bounces right off of that. Ackerman didn't have a chance on that one. The other one, of course, coming from the triple from Holden Watkins. Now stepping up, it'll be Josh Masek. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Got the stirrups on with those gray pants that are rolled up near his knees. Not a great start for Jesus Roldan. Takes a look, pitch. Bunt showing, pulls back, fastball low. With that win, that sweet spot must be right there where the center field and left field walls start to converge. American flag now blowing in the wind hard, blowing out. For big hitters, that's what you want to see. 1-0. Bunt shown right back on the third baseline. Barehanded by Roldan. Quick throw to first in time, and the sacrifice is intact. Smith advances to third. Masek into the dugout now with 1 out as the top of the lineup commences once again. No, the wind blowing. Here's Holden Watkins. He's put a charge into the ball twice today. You can just feel the sandstorm coming. 2-1 the score. Watkins 1 for 1 with a triple, a run scored, and RBIs. He pops that one up first base side. Doris will just watch it go right over the dugout. There's strike 1. So if Roldan can get this out here, that'll be a definite win. Just 1 out though, but Watkins has just destroyed the ball so far today, standing in at 6-1. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch there. Had Watkins whiffing. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at third is Zach Smith. The 2-1 score in favor of Emory and Henry. Kick in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big strikeout for Jesus Roldan, and now 2 outs keeps the runner at third. Oscar Torres goes straight to the mound to talk it over with Roldan. A couple of words of encouragement. Now for the 2-hitter, Dalton Horn. Or 0 for 1. He grounded into a fielder's choice back in the top of the second. Going to get a 2-out base hit here to knock in Zach Smith from third. Right-handed pitcher to a right-handed batter. Pitch with that overhead delivery. Rolled on. Misses outside, ball 1. Four hits on the day for Emory and Henry. Already a low-scoring game. We're just in the third. Or in the fourth, rather. Pitch. Fastball drops low. 2 balls, no strikes. I have to wonder how long Jacob Collins will go for Emory and Henry. If it stays like this, he'll probably be in a little bit longer for Trey McCall's team, despite only pitching 6 innings on the year. From the belt, rolled on, pops. Fastball outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Don, a guy that stays in Bluefield for most of the year. Last year he helped out with the Bluefield Blue Jays. Wind gusting out to left. At the 3-0. In the dirt, ball 4. Another inning where there are runners on the corners with 2 outs. Here's Ben Sexton, 0 for 2. Well, last time he smacked a ball, but unfortunately for Sexton, it was right at Oscar Torres. 2-1 Wasps. Top 4, 2 outs. Already an hour elapsed. We started this game 3 minutes early. Bobbling the ball in his glove, rolled on, pitches. Fastball right down Broadway, strike one. That wind now flaring through the plexiglass that were put here by the general manager of the Bluefield Blue Jays, Rocky Malamusura. Also seals the heat. So today I'm thankful. 0-1. The fastball skips away. Usually it's a little bit tougher. We have to stick our crowd mic outside and just wedge it in between the plexiglass and the wooden framing. But today I am definitely happy that there's no wind blowing everything around. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on the corners in a 2-1 lead. Pitch. Fastball just a bit outside. Rolled on, almost had it. There's ball 2. Wind still gusting in through the East River Mountain. Rolled on, fires. Once again, low, ball 3. Well, if Bluefield can't find their stride on the mound, it could be a long day for both teams because Jacob Collins was about the same way. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Smith at third and over at first, Horn. Pitch. Swung on, grounded slowly over to second. Perez gobbles it up and sidearms to first in time for the 3rd out. So no runs that time after the opening double from Zach Smith. Rolled on, gets out of the jam, and after 3.5 complete at Bowen Field, it's 2-1 Wasp headed into the bottom of the 4th. Two to one, Rams getting out of the jams thanks to Jesus Roldan. Jackson takes a first pitch ball. It's a high fastball. And into the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Jackson, Torres, and Ackerman. Jackson 0 for 1, flew out to right as he swings and misses at that low one. So far for Jacob Collins, the senior from George Wythe High School out in Wytheville, he's just given up 3 hits on the day. Bluefield scored a run back in the 3rd after a wild pitch brought in Castro. Count it 1-1, the offer. Jackson turned into it, almost nicked on his blue jersey. So the Wasps wearing the navy blue jerseys. Got to talk about those baseball caps, have the yellow brim to go with the navy blue paneling. 2-1. Outside. Down at 3-1. Boy, it is still a little cold. It had some fans coming in, especially from the Emory and Henry side, wearing some scarves and those orange seats. This was formerly the home of the Bluefield Orioles. 3-1. Swung on, popped up, and then that'll go right into those seats. Strike 2. So a full count to Jordan Jackson. Collins has the black sleeves to go with that navy blue jersey. Rocks and payoff. Fastball inside, ball 4, and Jackson is on for the first time today. That'll bring up Oscar Torres, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's one of 2 strikeouts on the day for Jacob Collins. Rams down by 1. Could Jackson be the tying run? No, because it's Caleb Wood out there. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. As Torres steps to the plate after fouling that one off. He's swinging hard. Rams looking for the season sweep against Emory and Henry. 0-1. Fastball away. Good time to tell you that the baseball games tomorrow have now been pushed up to a 1 o'clock start for Game 1. That'll probably mean we'll get Game 2 underway right around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Both of those games being 7-inning ones because they are non-conference. 1-1. In the dirt. Wood stays at first. That, of course, not an NAIA game either. Hiwassee College coming from the NCCAA from Tennessee. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Runner at first. Pitch. Torres slices it back, foul again on a hard swing. Boy, that right knee almost went down in the dirt. Torres is absolutely swinging for the fences. With a gust of wind, he'll get that ball a little bit faster to the fence than he usually does. Count at 2-2. Collins pops in the glove. Now the 2-2. Fastball misses outside and low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Small lead for Wood at first. Let's see if he goes. Pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, and foul, third base side. So the first baseman just leaning into that one failed to keep it in play, but now has another chance with a full count. That walk to Jackson, just the second one today. Collins with the pitch. Fastball high, slight turn from Torres and no swing. Already 2 walks in the inning. And Caleb Wood went all the way to third, and he just walked all the way there, trying to sneak, and there was going to be no throw from Collins. And they're going to say that Torres was hit by a pitch. So when it went back into the glove, we couldn't tell. Torres was either going to take it for ball 4 anyway. That'll bring out the pitching coach. Wood goes to second. And now a pitching change might be made here. And it looks like Collins will leave and a new man will be brought in. We'll let you know who it is right after this. It's 2-1, but the Rams flirting with tying it up or possibly taking the lead with no outs in the bottom of the 4th. Chandler Caselli now the pitcher in, the left-handed guy going up against Jordan Ackerman, another left-handed batter in the lineup for Bluefield. Already 2 runners on. Ackerman comes up to the plate 1-for-1. Jackson was walked to start out the inning. He has since been replaced by a courtesy runner in Caleb Wood. Torres now brought on, so that is it for Collins. So here comes the lefty facing the lefty. The pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. It's a slow kick for Caselli, the lefty, and then he just follows through at a rocket pace. That fastball just hit outside, so Ackerman trying to bring in maybe the tying run. 0-1. Swung on and sliced back foul, strike 2. Straw, the third baseman, playing even with the bag at third. Ackerman last time snuck on base with that check swing roller. Quickly down 0-2. Bend to the knees from Caselli. 0-2. Fastball outside, dropped by Hawkinsmith, and both runners advance. That's going to be a pass ball on the catcher. Hawkinsmith should have had that one, and he was coming up kind of at a leisurely pace. Thought he had it, and rolled right past him, so that changes a lot of things. Torres now to second, Wood to third. Wind still gusting in. A ball and 2 strikes. Ackerman now with a chance with no outs, could just possibly score the tying run on a fly ball. Even a ground out possibly. 1-2. Swung on, batted left side, and threw into left field for a base hit. Right through the hole, and the game is tied as Wood comes in to score. Had Ackerman reaching that time to just put it on the ground, snuck right through Watkins and Straw, and now it's 2-2. Torres moves to third, and Ackerman is on with an RBI single. Make him 2 for 2 today. I'll bring up Nick Meadows, no outs. Caselli coming in as the lefty, trying to silence Jordan Ackerman, and he just threw the hands out, got the barrel on it. Not really his best power space at Bowen Field, but Ackerman still getting on. Meadows in a spread out stance, and the righty swings and belts deep left field, going back Smith, and that is just foul. Wow, that was close. And the wind pushed that ball, but Meadows with a good swing and follow through there. His whole team up on the edge of the dugout. 2-2 now the score. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still no outs. Straw playing up in the infield grass. Meadows swung through, didn't show bunt at all there. 0-1. Swinging a fly ball into right field. Sexton doesn't move, makes the catch. Torres tagging, relay, not even there, and Nick Meadows able to take the lead after the sacrifice fly. It's 3-2 Bluefield. A good job by Nick Meadows going opposite that time. Sexton able to catch it without really even moving. And Bluefield has an out on the board, but now Ackerman stays at first. He's the only runner. Here's Joseph Cardona. Cardona popped up to the second baseman last time. Ackerman just toying with the pitcher Caselli now with a big lead at first. Pitch. Swung on, a high chopper, and that will actually rather be a pop-up. Thought it hit the ground, but either way, it's caught by the second baseman Horn once again, and Cardona is taken off. Cardona just missed his mark there. Here's Bailey Castro, 1 for 1, a walk, a double, and a run scored. Now 2 outs, Ackerman at first base. Bluefield leads 3-2. Castro, pitch, Ackerman going right across the middle, throw to second. Ackerman slides in head first. He's in with the stolen bag. Horn couldn't make the tag that time. Ackerman almost took the feet out from him, so now the senior from Oregon is in with the stolen bag. Makes it a little bit better for Bailey Castro. Caselli in a permanent squat position, kicks and fires. Swung on, popped up first base side, and it'll go out of play. So the shortstop is quickly down. No balls, 2 strikes. Ackerman at second. Rams have now equalized with 4 hits. And both of those runs will go to Collins, so that'll be it for his day. 3 earned runs and now 3 walks with 3 hits. 0-2. Just missing outside, ball 1. Sally coming from Marshall, Virginia, up in the northern part of the state, went to Fauquier High School. Right before what you consider to be Novas. He steps off and gets Ackerman to go right back to the bag at second. Ball and 2 strikes. Wind still gusting the dirt off the mound. Caselli looks in and deals. Swung on and grounded into the snag of Watkins. Throw to first in time. What a play by the shortstop. And that is it for the 4th inning. But Bluefield able to take the lead that time off of 1 hit, no errors, 2 big walks, and 1 man left on base. It's 3-2 Bluefield headed to the 5th. Rams take the lead in the bottom of the 4th, and now it's 3-2 going up against the 4-5-6. Here's Jesus Roldan. First pitch to Eli Strauss, a fastball that zooms high. So Roldan on his first batter he saw back in the top of the 4th inning. He gave up a double, but then after that kept the runners at bay. Had 1 walk as well, the 1-0. Swung on, a little chopper left side, dangerous, fielded by Roldan. Quick throw, and it sails over the head of Torres. He was waiting for someone to back him up, and luckily Nick Meadows will. Low throw to second, no tag there by Castro. Not the best connection from the freshman over to Bailey Castro. And sliding in after that 2-base error is Eli Straw. So Straw will get there on the E1. Loud start to the top of the 5th inning, and here's Corbin Hawkinsmith. Well, Hawkinsmith, the catcher, has been beat up with a couple of wild pitches as well as that pass ball. Runner at second, no outs. Roldan kicks, fires. Swung on, hit on the ground, swatted down by Roldan. He'll have nowhere to go. Underhands third, though, and the tag applied. Heads up play by the pitcher. Didn't really believe in that play. Jesus Roldan probably should have let that go to Castro or Perez. Defended himself, swatted it into the ground, and Espinal was there at third to field the tag. So Hawkinsmith on at first with the fielder's choice, now falls to 0 for 2. They'll bring up Carson Bryant, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. On the first pitch, Bryant lines into center field. Ackerman stops, ball dies on him, and he comes right back up to get it. Out number 2. So if you're Mike White, you have to like your guy Jesus Roldan being a pitcher as well as a competent fielder. 3-2 Rams, top of the 5th. Now digging back in right side, Daniel Huff. Can't stress enough, he is up in that box, that right or that left foot up near the top of the batter's box. Hawkinsmith at first, and the first pitch to Huff is a fastball right across the middle, strike one. Glad you could be here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. We're just in the top of the 5th between these two Southwest Virginia schools. 0-1, fouled away, strike two. Speaking of Southwest Virginia schools, Emory and Henry will also have to play tomorrow against Roanoke. They're the number 14 team in the country right now in Division III. So a big task going up against the Maroons. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Roldan trying to get out of the inning. Starting to feel himself here after that great play he made. 0-2. High and inside. Jackson spins away. That ball almost snuck away from him. Ball one. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first. Pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow left. McGee finds it in the sky, waved off by Castro, almost, and the shortstop makes the catch. So almost a dastardly collision there. Castro falls down, makes the snag anyway, and the top of the 5th is over. No runs, no hits, 1 error, just 1 man left on base. After that loud play to end the top of the 5th, Rams still lead 3-2, headed to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to Bluefield, everybody. Bluefield leads 3-2, bottom of the 5th. Lefty to lefty matchup. Here's Jose Perez. First pitch. And in his 3rd at-bat of the day, he starts out with the ball. Perez 0 for 2. Rams scoring 2 runs back at the bottom of the 4th after a couple of walks from Collins. Since then, Caselli has been brought into the game. He gave up a hit to Ackerman, brought in a run. 1-0. Fastball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Collins just goes 3 innings in this one. 2-0. Fastball high and outside, and Perez is quickly up 3-0 in the count. Gives up just 3 hits. It's 2 strikeouts as well. 3-0. Fastball outside corner, and finally a strike is hit. This will be Perez, McGee, and Espinal. Just trying to get back onto the base pass. 3-1. High and in, ball 4. A lot of walks between these two pitchers today, guys that haven't pitched a lot this year. That actually flew off the head of Caselli. He took it off trying to throw his hands through the locks, but then just blew off. Now Josh McGee will step up. Big swings in the on-deck circle now. Steps up. Right side, Josh Perez at first, or Jose Perez. Wind blowing out towards the left field foul pole. McGee trying to utilize that to his advantage. Pick off to first. Second baseman gets back. Pitch. In the dirt, Perez goes to second. No throw. And that is another tough break for Hawkinsmith. Trying to stuff that one right back down into home plate. And Perez makes him pay. Not catching his best game today. By the way, Caselli on the year, just 2 innings pitched. He has a 31.50 ERA. No out so far. The pitch. Swing and a miss at a low one. McGee goes down to one knee in the process. Strike one. McGee got on with an infield single in the third, and he was left at first. Lefty to righty. Perez with a solid lead at second base. 1-1. Swung on. Hit on the ground over to first. Bobbled by Huff, but he stays with it. Productive out, though. That'll move Perez to third base. One gone and a 3-2 lead for the Rams in the bottom of the fifth. Kelly also noted as a utility player. So far on the year going into this appearance, 5 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks and just 1 strikeout. Here comes Espinal, 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in his last time. First pitch. Espinal watches it go outside and low. And the hat blows off him again. Maybe just get a better hat. Gotta get a tighter one. On those follow-throughs, he rips through with the left hand, and that wind will blow it away in a heartbeat. 1-0. He's off a high fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-2 the score. Rams scoring in consecutive innings. Oh, Emory Henry hasn't scored since the second. And the 2-0 is inside and high. 3 balls, no strikes. So Caselli in danger of already a second walk at the bottom of the fifth. Unforgivable win into the 3-0. And the dirt, ball 4. There it is. Espinal will just jog on a high knee pace over to first.
Here's the catcher, Jordan Jackson.
That'll bring up Jordan Jackson and maybe a change, as looks like McCall will do it. Bringing in a new man from the bullpen. Another change on the mound as Bluefield is starting to bring it to these pitchers. 3-2, bottom of the fifth, 1 out and runners on the corners. We'll let you know who it is right after this. Rams in shape with runners on the corners, and now a freshman pitcher making his debut. And it looks like Daniel Huff will be taken off. The first baseman had something wrong with his hand, and now the first baseman will also be subbed out as well. So not only will Will Reagan make his debut here today for Emory and Henry, Joe Talone goes to first base, the freshman from Concord, North Carolina.
Now playing first base for
Already the third pitcher of the day, Caselli just pitches for 1 1/3 innings.
number 8, Jordan Jackson.
Both of these runners attributed to him in walks. Perez at third, and now at first it'll be Marcus Espinal. 1 out, Jordan Jackson steps to the plate. Will Reagan, the freshman pitcher from Albany, Georgia, looking in. He hasn't pitched so far this year. Pitch. Fastball skips away from Hawkinsmith. Here comes Perez. And on the wild pitch, Bluefield gets that lead right up to 2. It's 4-2. Yes, as Espinal moves to second. Not the best pitch to start your college career with, a wild pitch that goes outside and low. Wind still blowing, and Jordan Jackson's trying to belt in Espinal. Reagan with those baggy gray pants skips another fastball outside, and 2 balls, no strikes brings Espinal to third. Well, some of these midweek games can get kind of hard to watch as far as some of the pitching performances, because some coaches are making sure that the bullpen guys are getting the reps, especially in non-conference games. And for Will Reagan, he's just trying to get that pitch into the glove. 2 balls, no strikes. Espinal now at third base. Rams lead by 2. Pitch. Jackson watches a fastball go outside. Here's ball 3. Espinal walking off at third. Reagan starts the motion. Kick the pitch. Inside and low, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Rams have not had a hit in this inning, just 3 walks. Already have scored a run. Marcus Espinal moving to third. Oscar Torres steps to the plate, and now Caleb Wood will be brought on as the runner.
Running at first base, number 6, Caleb Wood.
Here's Oscar Torres, and that is actually not Caleb Wood. Pitch. Another fastball in the dirt coming in. Espinal, no play to the plate, and Espinal slides in safely. Other runner moves at second. It actually looks like Bradley Martin over at second now. Rams taking a 5-2 lead. Those pitches just in the dirt. Ball, no strikes, and the second baseman and Horns is talking it over with the freshman pitcher. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Pitch. Torres swung on, popped up right behind home plate. Hawkinsmith looks at it go. It's out of play as it clunks into that overpass, or overhang rather. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Emory and Henry showing out the bullpen so far, and in the 5th inning, Bluefield has not had a hit. 3 straight walks, 2 runs. Scoring both of them off of wild pitches. Torres awaits, though. Pitch. In the dirt again, Hawkinsmith keeps in front, trapping it on a slide. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at second. For Bluefield, they were struggling with Jacob Collins there to start the game, and then just kind of let up after. 2-1. Fastball outside and low, ball 3. Between Caselli, Collins, and now Will Reagan, none of these pitches have really came close on a consistent basis. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1. Outside corner, strike 2, and now a full count with 1 out. Torres awaits the payoff pitch. Reagan coming set. Takes a look. Pitches. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First collegiate strikeout for Reagan, and now 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. That's the second time Torres has gone chasing on a high fastball today. That'll bring up Jordan Ackerman, 2 for 2 with the single. So far, the only Ram with a multi-hit game. Martin on at second base, 2 outs. Pitch. Swung on and tipped right into the glove of Hawkinsmith, and it looks like Reagan's starting to calibrate those fastballs. Just in the bottom of the 5th, Rams leading 5-2 now. Second straight inning where they've scored 2 runs. 0-1. Swinging a fly ball, shallow left center. That one's dropping fast, and it will drop in there past the dive of Masek. Easily able to score. Martin throw to second, not in time. RBI double for Jordan Ackerman. 2 RBIs today for Ackerman on a hustle play, getting to second base. Just that blooper dropping in from Masek. And another run scores. It's 6-2 Rams. So Nick Meadows with an RBI in this game. He's 0 for 1 off of that sacrifice fly in the 4th. Also grounded out to short. Pitch. Fastball missing low. 3-hit game for Jordan Ackerman, and he is just gliding up right at the end of the season. One ball, no strikes. 2 outs, bottom 5. That pitch is swung on, grounded on over to the shortstop, and the throw to first from Watkins is in time. So that is it for the 5th inning. Rams scored 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and just 1 man left on base with Jordan Ackerman. It's 6-2 Rams headed to the 6th. Wind is still constantly blowing at Bowen Field, and the Rams are scoring runs constantly as well in the past 3 innings. It is 6-2 Rams. New pitcher on the mound after 2 shutout innings of work from Jesus Roldan. It's Caleb Newman's turn. Senior from Medford, Oregon, now ready to pitch. And to a new hitter, it is Jacob Zoller. So Zoller batting in the place of Zach Smith. Caleb Newman with an 8.29 ERA. Doesn't pitch as much as he did last year. 0-1, swung on and fouled straight back. 38 innings pitched, 64 hits, 40 runs, 35 earned, 12 walks to 29 strikeouts. Batters hitting .370 against him. Quickly up 0-2, the tall frame, the pitch. Fastball just missing outside. Zoller, the freshman from Culpeper, Virginia. Drags the foot, the 1-2 in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. And Zoller's now trying to get his first collegiate hit. First ever at bat, Emory and Henry uniform. 2-2. Inside corner, got him. Strike 3. Good start for Caleb Newman. So for Roldan, 2 shutout innings. Just gave up 1 hit and 1 walk. And it looks like another pinch hitter, so Trey McCall just throwing everyone out there right at the end. Here's Lucas Hart. First pitch. And the junior strides into it. There's a fastball right down the middle. Coming from Abingdon, Virginia. Another Abingdon High School graduate. No balls and 1 strike for Newman, who starts the motion and delivers. Swinging a foul tip, snagged by Jackson. 176 average for the junior. Newman standing at 6'4", 205. Steps, kicks, 0-2. Swung on and hit on a line straight to Aspinall. Makes the catch, out number 2. Back to the top of the lineup, and now another pinch hitter. Here's Ross French, the junior from Bridgewater, Virginia. That's up there near Harrisonburg as well as JMU. And to Turner Ashby High School, standing in at 6'1", 170. Pitch. Fastball low and away. So all kinds of changes now. After the Rams lead by 4, we're in the top of the 6th inning. 1-0. Fastball right across the middle, strike 1. Well, Newman doesn't have the slot right over his head, and it's definitely not sidearm, so just even there. Pretty orthodox, long kick and follow through. That one is chopped right up the middle, charging Castro on the hop, throw to first, inside. So Caleb Newman able to retire 3 straight pinch hitters, and Bluefield still leads by 4 going into the bottom of the 6th. Tons of changes being made by Emory and Henry going into the bottom of the 6th, and the Rams doing so as well. Caleb Wood will bat now in the place of Joseph Cardona. So now in, it is J.T. Agosto, the freshman left-handed pitcher from Cornelius, North Carolina. Pretty small guy at 5'9", 145. First pitch, and Caleb Wood takes a pitch on the inside corner, strike 1. So it looks like for Emory and Henry, they're going to see if they have any depth to this lineup. 0-1. Wood belts it out into left field, going back, and that one it bounces to the warning track and hits the wall. Sprinting into second, Caleb Wood with a stand-up double. Caleb Wood, his last time against Emory and Henry, had a pretty decent game, now starting it off well. Right back to the top of the lineup with Bailey Castro, Rams leading by 4. That's likely why Caleb Wood wasn't brought on as a pinch hitter, or pinch runner, excuse me, right back when Jordan Jackson needed his sub. Here comes Bailey Castro, a double and a run scored for him. Pitch in the dirt. Gosto has pitched some this year, 18 2/3 innings. Second pitch. And the 1-0 hits the outside corner, 1-1. That's an 8.68 ERA, 18 2/3 innings, 33 hits, 21 runs, just 18 earned, 7 walks and 6 strikeouts. 8 through 9 innings, 2.89, 1-1. Swung on and grounded left side, past the dive, and now everybody is safe. So Castro likely would have legged that one out if the third baseman Hayden Miley could have gloved that down, the freshman. That'll be a hit for Castro. Meanwhile, Wood moves over to third base. Here comes Jose Perez. No outs, runners on the corners. Rams only won 4-3 last time they played Emory and Henry. His fastball drops outside, low, ball 1. Now they've already scored 6 runs on 7 hits. And the story of the day has been the inconsistency of the Emory and Henry bullpen. 1-0. Swung on, grounded right side, bobbled there. Perez sprinting to first. He'll get there in time, but that was likely to be a double play. Castro moves to second. Wood comes in to score, and now it's 7-2. So the 4-3 ground out brings in a run for Jose Perez. And with a 5-run lead, here comes Josh McGee. He looking for his first big hit today as he swings and drives deep left field, and he does it on cue. 13th home run of the year for Joshua McGee, and now the 2-run bomb makes it 9-2. On the first pitch of the at-bat, JT Agosto could not get through it. And just one out, McGee getting right back into it, and he knew it off of the bat. Here comes Marcus Espinal batting right-handed with a 9-2 lead now. First pitch goes inside. 13 homers on the season for Josh McGee, and now make it 50 RBIs as well. 1-0. Espinal chops it left side, fielded in fair territory, and actually just had feet out. So the count evens at 1-1. So Miley thought he had a good play there. Ross French is at short now. Didn't do an awesome job of letting us know who was out there. 1-1. Espinal serves it back foul. Andrew Francisco, the Abingdon native, at second base. 1-2. Popped up first base side. Ball's in the air forever. And the catch is made by Francisco. What a job by the second baseman. Here's just out number 2. Espinal now goes to 0 for 3, and here comes Jordan Jackson. Rams lead by 7. What a difference from the last time these two teams played, where the Rams only won by 1. Now they are leading by 7 runs. Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Jackson's been walked twice today, and the pinch runner coming in for him has scored twice. 1-0. Check swing, outside corner, called a strike anyway. Going back to that home run from Josh McGee. That was a no-doubter. It probably cleared the fence by about 50 feet. 1-1. Skips in. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. For the second straight inning, the Rams have put up 3 runs. Back in the 4th, he scored 2. Pitch in the dirt again. Count cranks up to 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out in the 3rd, or 1 run in the 3rd. Pitch. Swung on and chopped over to 3rd. Miley has it. Throw to 1st. There. Good stretch that time by now the first baseman coming into this game, Joe Talone, and the inning is over. Rams able to score 3 runs, though. 2 off of the big bomb from Josh McGee, his 13th of the season. And now going into the 7th inning, the Rams lead by 7. It's 9-2. Caleb Newman trying to go through his 2nd inning of work. First pitch from him to start out the 7th inning is a fastball right down the middle. Here's Andrew Francisco, the second baseman, now in an 0-1 count. Long kick, 0-1. Swung on, lined on the left side, and threw for a base hit. So now there's 1 aboard to start off the 7th inning, batting in the place of Dalton Hort. And here comes Gavin Felty. Right fielder now batting in the place of Ben Sexton, who is 0 for 3. Pitch. Fastball just missing outside. So Newman orchestrated the first 3-up, 3-down inning of the entire game. Now back out for his 2nd inning of work, the big senior from Medford, Oregon, and a transfer from Taft College. So a couple of Oregon guys on the team for Bluefield, him and his center fielder. 1-0. Grounded up the middle, snagged by Newman, throw to center field. Wow, that was nowhere close. And Ackerman backing him up. It's almost like he got the yips there and just lobbed it out to center. There's an E1. Brings a runner aboard, and here comes a new batter in Hayden Miley. Or Millie, excuse me. 6'2", 200-pound freshman that'll step in right side. 9-2 the score. 2 runners aboard. No outs. Pitch to Millie. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Had to commend Caleb Newman's effort to get that off the bounce. That was a hard hit ball. And then turned around trying to turn what would have been a tailor-made double play, but then lobbed it out into center field. 0-1. Swung on and belted right center field. Ackerman racing back, and there's a base hit for the freshman. Both runs will easily score as Ackerman just relays it into Castro, and it's a 2 RBI double for Millie. Make it 9-4 in the game, not necessarily over yet in the top of the 7th. Now standing in with no batting gloves on the right side of the plate, here's Cody McIlrath. Now the new catcher. Gilrath coming from Roanoke, Virginia, went to Cave Spring High School. Now the first pitch. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. A couple of famous guys coming out of Cave Spring. Most notably the Duke Blue Devils star, J.J. Redick, and then Tiki and Rondé Barber. 0-1. Swung on, chopped on the left side. That one fielded in fair territory. Throw to first. Not in time from Espinal. Everybody's safe. Millie to third, and now at first, McIlrath with a infield single. So that error looking worse and worse from Caleb Newman. Now stepping up to the plate, a new DH. So every one of the 9 has been subbed out. And that's Caleb Wallace. Pitch. Swung on and rocketing it foul right over our press box. Yeah, that would have hit the plexiglass hard. There's strike 1, 9-4 the score. Just in the top of the 7th, Newman trying to get out of this inning. No outs. Pitch. It's a fastball high. Newman trying to anchor down here, losing his command. Rams have some arms warming up in the bullpen. Just trying to get this thing back going. Wallace, the sophomore, so far hitting .400 on the year and 35 at-bats. Pitch. Swinging a line drive, foul again. Left side out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Already 3 hits in the top of the 7th, including also with an error back on that hit by the second baseman. Ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. Fouled straight back. Wallace almost on it here. He's just fouling him right back just a little bit late. Have to see if Newman goes fastball or possibly change up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. He comes set. Runners on the corners. And he hit him. Up in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Newman plunks the DH. Bases loaded. So this will be the 6th batter of the inning into Lone, and now with no outs, the bases are loaded. 9-4 the score, and Emory and Henry is starting to believe here. Juggling the ball around at his right hand. Newman's just trying to get the first out. Pitch. Strides into it, but watches the fastball go high. DeLone, the freshman, noted as an infielder as well as a catcher, looking for his first collegiate hit in 8 at-bats. Struck out 3 times. 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground, over towards the right side, and Perez just stuffs it into the dirt. Runners go station to station. And actually now a new second baseman, and it's Hector Mosqueda. So Hector Mosqueda dove through it that time. A run came in, and now everybody is safe. So 9-5 now the score. Here's Jacob Zoller. Swing and a miss. 3 runs have came across already for Emory and Henry. 9-5. And with a grand slam, this game could be tied. Emory and Henry actually out hitting Bluefield now 8-7. Pitch. Watched outside. Last time up, Zoller went down looking to Caleb Newman. 2-1. Another fastball. This time it hits the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Let's get that 1 out, and then the Rams could possibly turn 2. So Perez has been taken out. Mosqueda, the only substitute in. Timeout called. Newman on the mound trying to get through this inning. No outs. Bases loaded. 9-5. 2-2. Swung on, chopped left side. Castro bobbles it, and everybody's safe again. 9-6 the score, and the Rams are being paralyzed by these bad hops. Four runs have came across with no outs, and you got to think Bluefield might need some sort of change here. At least a visit. I'll bring up Lucas Hart. He's 0 for 1 as well. Last time he was up, he lined out right to Marcus Espinal. Possible tying run at first base in Zoller. Pitch. Another chopper. Could be trouble, but it rolls foul. On the third base side, as Espinal gives it right back to Newman. No outs, bases loaded. 4 runs have came in. So Zoller getting on with an E6. Pitch. Fouled away. Count no balls, 1 strike. Actually, it's no balls, 2 strikes. Newman ready. The pitch. Swinging a liner to Mosqueda. Tossed to second off target, but finally the out is recorded. Everybody goes back, and Hart is going into the dugout. Well, back to the top of the lineup. Here's Ross French. 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his last time up. 9-6 the score. Top of the 7th. Bluefield longing to get into stretch time. Pitch. Swung on, line drive, center field. Ackerman makes the catch, now trying to throw it in, maybe to get the double play, and everybody is safe. Throw to third, inside. Good job by Torres to turn it over to Espinal, but a run comes in. It's now 9-7. A lot going on right there. 5 runs coming in, and Bluefield catching a break. Still the much-needed stretch time. They only lead by 2 now. It's 9-7. Rams might be in trouble after a 5-run top of the 7th. It is 9-7. New pitcher in, it's Zach Shepard, who fires a fastball in and gets Torres to flop down to the dirt. So Zach Shepard, the junior, coming from Christiansburg, Virginia, will have to face off against his high school teammate later on in the bottom of the 7th, as he is going up against the 6, 7, 8 and Torres, Ackerman, and Nick Meadows. Pitch. Fastball just a bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Torres so far today has struck out twice, but this time he won't as he serves it into right center. Good little blooper for Torres, and the Rams certainly need insurance going into the 8th and 9th innings. Here comes Jordan Ackerman. 3 hits on the day for the center fielder. He is seeing the ball so well. So that was the 8th hit of the day for the Rams. And for Shepard, a 12.60 ERA in just 5 innings pitched. Now that one's low. That was a tough top of the 7th, though. Most of those runs scoring with just no outs. 1-0. Fastball across the letters, and Ackerman takes a strike. Count at 1-1. That was pretty high. Shepard's given up 8 hits on the year, now turned to 9 with 9 runs, 7 earned, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Pitch swung on, hit on the opposite field, down the third base line, good for another hit. Here comes Torres to third. He'll get there, sliding in. Ackerman slides in as well, his 2nd double in a row. Oh, an opposite field with a ton of hits today. Ackerman 4 for 4. He gets a good high five from Garrett Schilling, giving him some batting gloves on the first base end as well. 9-7, and here comes Nick Meadows going up against Shepard. So 2 Christiansburg Blue Demons stepping up. This Southwest Virginia battle between 2 teams. Pitch. Check swing outside. It'll be big for Meadows. He's 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs to short. Also had a sacrifice fly to center field that brought in Torres. One 0. Way in. 2 balls and no strikes. Count at 2-0. Kick of the pitch, just a bit outside. Well, a few of these runs for Bluefield have came across today on wild pitches. So 9 runs, but not a ton of RBIs. Count at 3-0. Pitch. High and outside, ball 4, and Meadows gets walked by his high school teammate. Torres at third, Ackerman at second, and here comes Caleb Wood. He's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. Wood batting in the place of the DH Cardona, who popped up to second twice. No outs, bases loaded, 9-7 the score. First pitch, and Wood takes a fastball high and in. So the Rams could open the floodgates here, pending a good hit from Caleb Wood. Shepard comes set, looks and pitches. Swing and a miss. Oh, Wood wearing no batting gloves, just swinging right through that one. Junior from Raton, New Mexico. Counted 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and sent into center and caught. Nobody's tagging up. The relay is there, skipping it all the way to home, and that was a great job. A little jump in by Lucas Hart, and finally 1 out. It keeps everybody in where they are. Bailey Castro now with a chance. This could be a big missed opportunity here if the Rams can't bring in at least one of these runs. It's 9-7. Bottom 7. Pitch. Castro cuts and misses. Strike 1. Wind has periodically stopped, but you see that flag out in left field. It is still flowing. No balls, 1 strike. Castro with a double and a single today. A check swing on that one as the ball is bobbled. McElrath trying to keep it alive. Zach Shepard finally getting it out. Is his first inning of work. 1-1. Outside and low. McElrath, it goes through him. Here comes Torres, and it's 10-7. Catching has really been a soft spot in the lineup for Emory and Henry today as Ackerman moves to third and Meadows follows suit to second. Hawkins Smith was really beat up early on, and now for McElrath, he let that one go. 10-7, a 3-run lead for Bluefield. 2 runners in scoring position and the infield creeping in for the Wasps. 1 out. Pitch to Castro in the dirt. Count 2 balls, 1 strike to the shortstop. Offered. Outside corner, and rather that was 3 balls and 1 strike, so now it's ball 4. Bases loaded again. I'm going to bring up Jose Perez. Right back into the lineup, re-entering. Hector Mosquea was the second baseman, and now here comes Perez. Bases loaded, 10-7 the pitch. Perez watches it go outside. Scored a run today after being walked back in the 5th inning. It was one of those big 3-run innings for Bluefield. The highlight, Joshua McGee, his home run. That fastball notches in on the corners. Count is 1-1. Bases loaded, 1 out. Wasps hoping for a double play. They just trail by 3 runs. They scored 5 in the top of the 7th. 1-1. In the dirt again, McElrath keeps in front. Two balls, 1 strike. That was such a tough one to watch for Bluefield. They led 9-2 going into the 7th inning, and it just went downhill. Count 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the offer. Swung on, hit on the ground over towards first. Throwing home. Out is there, and Perez moves to first. They just wanted to get the force out with the infield playing in. Perez will get to first on the fielder's choice. Torres, or rather Ackerman, is off. And Meadows moves to third. Castro to second. 2 outs. And Josh McGee steps to the plate after homering in his last at-bat. That went off of a gusto, went about probably 380 feet. Pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. 10-7 the score. Rams lead by 3. One ball, no strikes. Offer. Swung on and driven sky high foul left side. He was so early on that one, that probably hit the office right as you enter. Beautiful day at the park with the wind finally slowing down. Makes it a little bit more bearable to watch this game. 3-run lead for the Rams. 1-1. Fastball high and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Game got started right around 3:57. For some reason, got it started 3 minutes early. Josh McGee trying to put an end on it here. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Chasing a high fastball.
Two balls, two strikes, two outs, bases loaded. Rams have only scored one run in this inning after having the bases loaded with no outs. 2-2 offer. Inside and low. Ball three had to wait on that one. Mike White telling his runners to go through on this one. Three balls, two strikes, two outs. Now to McGee. Shepard looking around. Delivers the payoff. Swung on and foul. Left side out of play. Second time early on an off-speed pitch. Battle through here, full count, possibly with a chance of RBI brought in on base on balls as well. Already has 50 on the season. Payoff. Swing and a foul tip saves him going right behind McElrath. The catcher had it snagged almost. Close but no cigar as McGee will step up right side. Thanks for watching on the Rams Digital Sports Network as that payoff is popped up foul again. Right behind home plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He digs back in, trying to put a nail in the coffin here with a huge hit. Bases juice. Shepard coming set. Another 3-2. Swung on, popped up left side, and you guessed it, out of play. McGee is battling. Zach Shepard, the junior, only has 5 innings to his name this year. Now with these 2 outs, 5 2/3. This could be a huge win for him. 10-7 the score. Rams leading by 3. Pitch. Right down Broadway, and McGee goes down on strikes looking. And we thought it was right down the middle from here, but it's probably on the outside corner as our view from the third baseline is a bit skewed. But McGee goes down looking with the bases loaded. 10-7 Rams lead, headed to the 8th, and Emory and Henry has the momentum. Rams squandered a big opportunity there, leaving the bases loaded, but they still lead 10-7 headed to the 8th inning. And a new pitcher in after Caleb Newman's day is done after 2 innings. Here's Tyler Conklin, the right-handed pitcher. Freshman from Greenville, North Carolina with a 6.98 ERA. Going up now against the 2 hitters. That one is swung on and drilled into right center field, a base hit for Andrew Francisco.
So Francisco 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Also scored a run, all part of that 5-run top of the 7th. We're in the top of the 8th now. Here comes Gavin Felty. Stepping up right side. Conklin with the ball in the glove now. Has one win on the year as he fires home. Felty takes a strike. Well, if you remember back at the top of the 7th, Felty was really spark plugged that entire big inning. When he grounded right back up the middle over to Newman, he turned around, tried to turn 2, and just sailed the ball into center field. 0-1. Fastball outside. Count evens at 1-1 on the year. Conklin, 19 1/3 hits, or 19 1/3 innings, 21 hits, 18 runs, 15 of them earned, 10 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Big frame. One of those puppy pitchers that Mike White likes to say, is that one is looped down into right, charging back Meadows. He'll make the catch and drop it. Now throwing to second, trying to get at least one out of the situation. Castro gets back to the bag, and the out is there. So Francisco had to go back to first. Meadows dropped it at the last second. And because Francisco was able to get back to first base, it stopped the idea that both runners would be safe. So there's one out. So Felty on with an E9. And now called a fielder's choice. Excuse me. It's Francisco taking off. That pitch is grounded left side and through for a base hit. That's going to be another one for Hayden Milley. Boy, Emory and Henry, with these guys coming in right at the end of the game, they are starting to find a way to connect on the Bluefield pitchers. Sends Cody McElrath, the catcher, to the plate with one out. 10-7 Rams lead. That was the 10th hit on the day for Emory and Henry. McElrath last time singled and scored a run. Pitch. Fastball crosses the knees. Strike one. Rams sweating a bit, not exactly playing their best ball, and that 7th inning might be an outlier unless Conklin isn't able to shut this one down either. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. And going back to that 7th inning, Newman wasn't able to get an out until the 8th batter. If Conklin can do something different here. One out, 2 runners aboard. Potential tying run at the plate. Offer to McElrath. Swung on and popped up, and that will zoom out of the ballpark quickly on the right side. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bluefield trying to hold on. Pitch. Outside and low. So a ball and 2 strikes. McElrath steps up to the plate on the right side with a chance to really change this game. Top of the 8th, 1 out. Conklin did a good job Friday of coming in and shutting down the Cavaliers as well. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's been a long time, seemingly, since an Emory and Henry batter went down on strikes. It went all the way back to the 6th inning. That was so many batters later. Here comes Caleb Wallace. Well, the DH walked last time. Carson Bryant was the DH to start out the game. He went 0 for 2. 2 runners aboard. The pitch. Wallace watches it go outside. Rather, he was hit by a pitch. One ball, no strikes. Conklin turning his head on a swivel, fires a fastball inside, and Wallace had to jump out of the way.
Rams into this game at 21-14, 7-13 in conference with a crucial series coming up against Reinhardt this weekend. But before that, a home doubleheader tomorrow, 2 7-inning games against Hiwassee. 2-0. Swung on, chopper right up the middle. Conklin fields throw to first in time. So the inning, or at least the top of the 8th, is over. No runs. A good job by Tyler Conklin to come in and shut things down. Rams looking for some insurance, leading 10-7 in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Marcus Espinal, another inning of work for Zach Shepard. The pitch, Espinal watches it go outside and low. 10-7, bottom of the 8th. Rams only scored 1 run in the bottom of the 7th. And the bases loaded, no outs against Shepard. Only managed to score 1. 1-0. Swung on and hit on the ground into the backhand of the shortstop. Throw to first. Wow, what a play again. Oh, the shortstop, Ross French, feeling himself as Espinal is taken off. 3-run lead for the Rams, and here comes a new batter in Jordan Jackson. Jackson's been walked twice. He's 0 for 2. Shepard steps into the pitch. That one's driven high and deep out to center. Masak able to converge and make the catch. Actually, that's Lucas Hart, rather, and he makes another catch. 2 outs. So after a quick duo of outs recorded, here's Oscar Torres. Singled back in the 7th and came in to score after a wild pitch. 10-7, Rams lead. That one's popped up left side. This stands. It'll be a short bottom of the 8th. French able to camp out under it and make the catch. Rams retired in order and in a extremely quick fashion. Now to the 9th inning. Tyler Conklin likely to try to come and shut it down. Bluefield leads by 3. It's 10-7. Joe Talone will try to start this last effort for Emory and Henry in the top of the ninth. 10-7, Rams lead. First pitch to the first baseman is high and inside. So Tyler Conklin in a save situation trying to mow down the 7-8-9. The pitch. Another check swing, and then the tall batter has had 2 straight high fastballs. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch. Swung on and chopped foul, just dying in the dirt right behind him. Count at 2-1. Well, the highlight of the day for Emory and Henry, scoring 5 runs in the top of the 7th with the brand new lineup. Trey McCall subbing out the entire infield as well as the outfield. 2-1. Fastball outside. That'll hit the corner outside. Now the payoff. Outside, ball 4, and Talone is on. First walk given up today by Conklin, 10-7, and here comes Jacob Zoller. Pitch. Swung on, hit on a line on the ground. Castro bats it down in the dirt. Doesn't know where it is, and that'll be an infield single for Zoller. So here comes Lucas Hart. Rams just need 3 outs. Emory and Henry trying to send this one possibly to extras. They trail by 3 runs. It's 10-7, top 9. Last time he was up, he lined out to Hector Mosqueo, who's taken out, and now Perez is back in. Conklin looking around. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside. Pitch. Hart just misses but fouls it away right behind the catcher in Jackson. Interesting to see that Mike White kept in his entire real lineup, and Emory and Henry with the sub out. They came in guns a-blazing, scoring 5 runs in the top of the 7th. Now we're in the top of the 9th, down by 3. 1-1. Fouled straight back, strike 2. Conklin with no outs and 2 men aboard. Pitch to Hart. Line drive, left field, base hit. Talone to be held up at third base. Base is loaded. So the potential go-ahead run now steps up to the plate, and Ross French. Rams just trying to trade maybe some runs for outs. They're only up by 3, though. Last time French was up, he lined out to Ackerman. The pitch. Swung on, ground ball. First base side, bobbled by Torres, and everyone's safe. Crucial E3. And this is just getting tough to watch. 10-8 the score. Fourth error of the day for Bluefield. Now here's Andrew Francisco. 2 hits already for the second baseman. He's played well.
12th hit of the day for Emory and Henry. The pitch swung on, line drive, left field. McGee races up to get it. He'll make the catch. A run will score on the tag, and now it's 10-9. So Francisco makes it a one-run ball game. So finally Bluefield finds an out, but makes it a little bit tougher for Emory and Henry. That tying run now at second base, a potential go-ahead run at first. Rams led this one 9-2, headed to the 7th. Gavin Felty returning to the plate. Pitch. Served out towards right. Meadows makes the catch for out number 2. Nobody goes. Hart stays at second. Rams just need one more to take a sweep of this series this season. Got the win on the road at Emory and Henry, and now are just one out away. Last chance in the hands of Hayden Milley. He got a hit his last time up, and the time before that, a double and a single for the third baseman. Conklin trying to get the save. He already has one this season. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Freshman leads the count. Conklin coming set. 2 runners aboard, 2 outs. Rams trying to hold on. The pitch popped up first base side. Torres chasing into the shadow, and it hits hard on top of the dugout. Conklin just a strike away, but Emory and Henry is an extra base hit away from tying it up. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wind gusting up of the pitcher's mound. Conklin working hard. Digging in right back. Here's Milley. 10-9. Rams lead by 1. Top of the 9th. 2 outs. No balls, 2 strikes. And Conklin steps off. This has been such a nail-biter right at the end of the game with a huge charge from Emory and Henry. Glance at second. The 0-2 from Conklin. Swung on, hit on the ground, left side. Castro pops to second, and the game is over. Rams sweep Emory and Henry this season, winning this game 10-9. It wasn't pretty, but Tyler Conklin fights for his second save of the season, and Jesus Roldan will pick up the win for Bluefield, his first of his senior season. And for Jacob Collins, now he goes to 0-1 on the year. The Rams, more importantly, improved to 22-14, and Emory and Henry falls to 11-15 on the season. Good fight for the Wasps, but the Rams able to improve to 2-0 on the season against their Southwest Virginia counterpart, and they'll play again tomorrow against Hiwassee. So for my cameraman, Stephen Collier, my name is Bailey Engel, reminding you the final score from Bluefield. Rams hold on to win 10-9.